and the surrounding communities, doing its part in helping keep the community clean. Call Southern Sanitation at 956-723-3333 and let us help you manage all your waste disposal needs. Southern Sanitation, celebrating 50 years of service. For 50 years, Southern Sanitation has been managing the waste disposal needs of the city of Laredo and the surrounding communities, doing its part in helping keep the community clean. Call Southern Sanitation at 956-723-3333 and let us help you manage all your waste disposal needs. Southern Sanitation, celebrating 50 years of service. For 50 years, Southern Sanitation has been managing the waste disposal needs of the city of Laredo and the surrounding communities, doing its part in helping keep the community clean. Call Southern Sanitation at 956-723-3333 and let us help you manage all your waste disposal needs. Southern Sanitation, celebrating 50 years of service. For 50 years, Southern Sanitation has been managing the waste disposal needs of the city of Laredo and the surrounding communities, doing its part in helping keep the community clean. Call Southern Sanitation at 956-723-3333 and let us help you manage all your waste disposal needs. Southern Sanitation, celebrating 50 years of service. For 50 years, Southern Sanitation has been managing the waste disposal needs of the city of Laredo and the surrounding communities, doing its part in helping keep the community clean. Call Southern Sanitation at 956-723-3333 and let us help you manage all your waste disposal needs. Southern Sanitation, celebrating 50 years of service. For 50 years, Southern Sanitation has been managing the waste disposal needs of the city of Laredo and the surrounding communities, doing its part in helping keep the community clean. Call Southern Sanitation at 956-723-3333 and let us help you manage all your waste disposal needs. Southern Sanitation, celebrating 50 years of service. For 50 years, Southern Sanitation has been managing the waste disposal needs of the city of Laredo and the surrounding communities, doing its part in helping keep the community clean. Call Southern Sanitation at 956-723-3333 and let us help you manage all your waste disposal needs. Southern Sanitation, celebrating 50 years of service. For 50 years, Southern Sanitation has been managing the waste disposal needs of the city of Laredo and the surrounding communities, doing its part in helping keep the community clean. Call Southern Sanitation at 956-723-3333 and let us help you manage all your waste disposal needs. Southern Sanitation, celebrating 50 years of service. For 50 years, Southern Sanitation has been managing the waste disposal needs of the city of Laredo and the surrounding communities, doing its part in helping keep the community clean. Call Southern Sanitation at 956-723-3333 and let us help you manage all your waste disposal needs. Southern Sanitation, celebrating 50 years of service.
Number 5, Ángel Villafranca Villarreal. Number 19, Juan Carlos Cepeda. Number 7, Ricardo Covarrubias. Number 9, Valentín Barrios. Number 10, Miguel Ruiz Rodriguez. Number 14, Enrique Loyola. And your starting lineup for Laredo. Number 6, Ciro Benavides. Number 4, Antonio Sanchez. Number 13, Jose Luis Gomez. Number 12, Jerry Medina. Number 11, Jeremy Gabriel. Number 2, Peter Erizo. Number 16, Manuel Chávez. Number 1, Ramon de Alba. Number 8, Héctor Benavides. And number 22, Julio Cesar Hernandez. Your manager for Laredo, Manolo Rangel. Coach Edwin Navarro, and your business manager, Scott Clemens. This is your Laredo team. And Introducing the home team from Trnava, Slovakia. Number 22, Philip Boris. Samuel Holeski. Jacob Holeski. Number 24, Marco Mino. Number 33, Maximilian Bedak. Number 92, Joras Olavec. My apologies. Number 61, Matis Collier. Number 55, Matis Urinam. Number 16, Michael Sutton. And your starting lineup. Number 11, Matis Trnava. Number 62, Tobias Balhorn. Number 45, Daniel Atkinson. Number 68, Jan Pervorsity. Number 89, Samuel Diak. Number 55, Jacob Horvath. Number 29, Philippe Zubek. Number 65, Samuel Trnava. Number 13, Michael Mainoru. Your manager, Bordelli. Coach Zernevi. And business manager, Morris. This is your home team, Trnava, Slovakia. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the national anthem for Slovakia. And now, the national anthem for the United States.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get ready to play ball. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 2024 Pony Palomino World Series here in Laredo, Texas. Coming to you live from Veterans Field, the crown jewel of Laredo Independent School District's athletics, home of the mighty Martin Tigers. This broadcast is brought to you by Southern Sanitation, Southern American Live Doppler Radar, our box score sponsor, Crouch Development, and our broadcast sponsor, Advanced Spine Pain Solutions, Laredo and Edinburgh, Dr. Marte A. Martinez. Those of you who joined us earlier, you know that a couple games were played this morning. And in the first game we saw Aroma Park defeat Azusa, California, followed by a win by Chinese Taipei over Brownsville, Texas. And tonight's game features the visitors, Laredo, Texas, and the home team, Trnava, Slovakia. Thank you to the City of Laredo and Webb County, Laredo Convention Visitors Bureau, Whitworth Figueroa, Playmore, La Posada, Rotex Truck Center, Andy's Mobility, Andy's Auto Air, Sunbelt Air Conditioner, Laredo Sports Medicine Clinic, Sames, Texas' oldest Ford dealership, Line Decker Construction, 24/7 News Channel, Facebook News Channel, the Laredo Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, Otilas Restaurant, fine dining just opened on Del Mar here in Laredo, Texas. The folks at UISD who have loaned us their facility over at the Bill Johnson Student Activity Center. And of course, your host tonight, Laredo Independent School District. And here we go. At the plate, leading off for Laredo, number 6, Cito Benavides, playing third base. He will be facing Samuel Diak, the pitcher for Trnava, Slovakia. Now batting number 6, Cito Benavides. Benavides, a right-hander, facing a right-handed Diak. Benavides playing third base for Laredo today. And a shot right back to the pitcher, hits him in the leg, and Benavides is going to get on base. And so here we are, top of the first. The pitcher takes one in the leg, and Benavides is out on first base now. Runner at first, number 4, Antonio Sanchez, coming to the plate. Now batting number 4, Antonio Sanchez. Sanchez, your center fielder for Laredo, facing off against Samuel Diak, pitcher for Trnava, who's taken a few extra pitches to make sure he's okay after getting hit by Benavides as he grounded his way to first base. So we have top of the first, one runner on, no outs. Antonio Sanchez at the plate with Samuel Diak for Trnava on the mound. And Trnava's pitcher's looking deep. Here's the bunt, small ball, here it goes. And the runner is picked off at second. Bunt by Sanchez gets him to first base. Pitcher picked up that ball smartly, turned fast, and fired it over to second base. Out number one for Laredo. And now at the plate, number 13, Jose Luis Gomez. Now batting number 13, Jose Luis Gomez. Gomez, the first baseman for Laredo, left-handed batter facing the right-handed Samuel Diak for Slovokia. High outside, ball one. Laredo played last year, played its heart out, and losing to the eventual champion Youngstown, Ohio, in dramatic fashion late into the night. Left-handed Gomez takes a strike from Diak. 1-1 the count here at the top of the first. Runner on first, no outs. In the night game here at the 2024 Pony Palomino World Series in Laredo, Texas. Diak looking in, the pitch, and foul ball into the nets here right in front of the press box. Rattled the press box a little bit, scared over Hector from Game Changer. 1 ball, 2 strikes for Gomez, the first baseman. Runner on first, 1 out, and the pitch is low for ball 2. 2-2 the count here at the top of the first. Broadcast brought to you by Southern Sanitation and Southern American Live Doppler Radar, first privately owned Doppler radar here in Laredo, Texas. And a shot right into center field. That's going to drop, and it goes between the center fielder and the left fielder. That's going to score a run. Sanchez crosses the plate, number 4. And Gomez has a stand-up double here in the top of the first. So now Laredo leads 1-0, top of the first, with 1 out and a runner on scoring position here on second base. Gomez with a shot over into left center, scoring Antonio Sanchez. And now batting is number 12, Jerry Medina, the designated hitter. Now batting number 12, Jerry Medina. The designated hitter Medina, D1 prospect going to Houston this year. Takes ball 1. Medina played for United High School here in Laredo, Texas. He is facing Samuel Diak, pitcher for Slovokia, with a runner on second, 1 out, top of the first. Oh, and that gets him. And he's going to walk to first. Hit by pitch. And we've got runners at second and first now with 1 out. With number 11, Jeremy Cabrillo, your right fielder, coming to the plate. Now batting number 11, Jeremy Cabrillo. Right fielder for Laredo. Batting left-handed, facing the right-handed Samuel Diak. With runners on second and first. Here on the top of the first, 1 out. The pitch, high and outside. Players making the return this year. Some of them were here last year. Trnava, Slovakia, first time here. Diak on the mound facing Cabrillo. Winds the pitch, and that one is shot over the third baseman. That's going to drop in left field. Here comes a run. Gomez is going to cross the plate. Cabrillo, stand-up double, advancing the runner, Medina, who was hit by a pitch over to third base. So now we've got runners in scoring position at third and second. 1 out. 2-0 here at the top of the first in Pony Palomino World Series action. Now batting number 2, Peter Beliso. Bad penmanship. Must be doctors here. Must be doctors writing the lineup. Looks like a prescription. And that's low and outside. The catcher for Slovakia. Good job of keeping that in front of him, Filip Zurbek. And number 2, Peter Paliso, second baseman for Laredo. Number 2, right-handed batter facing the right-handed Samuel Diak for Slovakia. The windup and the pitch, and that's high. 2-0 the count. 1 out. Runners in scoring position, third and second. Laredo leads 2-0 here at the top of the first inning in the night game here at Laredo, Texas. Veterans Field. 2024 Pony Palomino World Series action. Diak throws strike one. Number 2, Peter Paliso, facing off against Diak with 2 runners on, trying to add to the lead for Laredo, Texas. Leading now 2-0 here in the top of the first. And the pitch, and that's low and outside. 3-1 the count. 1 out. Runners at third and second. Stand-up double by Cabrillo, bringing in a run earlier. Medina now at third base with Paliso at the plate, who takes strike 2 from Diak. 3-2 the count, 1 out here on the top of the first. Samuel Diak, starting pitcher for Slovakia, got hit in the leg on the first at bat. Swing and a miss, strike 3 for Paliso. And that records out number 2. And we've got number 16, Manuel Chaides, coming to the plate. Now batting number 16, Manuel Chaides. Chaides, your catcher for Laredo, Texas. Facing off against the right-hander, Samuel Diak for Trnava, Slovakia. Runners at third and second. The wind-up, and here's the pitch. Outside, ball 1. Good action earlier today with teams from Chinese Taipei, Aroma Park, Illinois, Azusa, California, and Brownsville playing. This game, Laredo, Texas versus Trnava, Slovakia. Ball 2, the count, 2-0 to Chaides. 2 outs, 2 men on, third and second. Scoring position here at the top of the first inning with Laredo leading 2-0. And the pitch, high, ball 3. Diak, the pitcher for Slovakia, right-hander, took a shot in the leg from Cito Benavides at the beginning of the inning, struggling to keep Laredo at bay. And he walks Chaides, the catcher, and that'll bring up number 1, Ramon de Alba, the shortstop. Now batting number 1, Ramon de Alba. De Alba going to talk to his third base coach with 2 outs, bases loaded, leading 2-0 here at the top of the first at Veterans Field, Laredo, Texas, home of the mighty Martin Tigers. Broadcast brought to you by Southern Sanitation, Southern America Live Doppler Radar, Southern American filling the gap that existed for 50 years, 50-mile radius live Doppler radar, state-of-the-art. Collaborating with the city of Laredo, privately held Doppler. Laredo had a big gap as Doppler radar coverage comes from Corpus Christi and Del Rio. And due to line of sight issues, a big gap existed for storms that were under 10,000 feet. And the pitch, strike one from Diak, count 1-1 to Ramon de Alba, shortstop. That gap covered by this Doppler radar from Southern American. Our box score sponsor, Kraus Development. The pitch. And that's strike two to the Alba. The count 1-2, 2 outs. Bases loaded here at the top of the first. Kraus Development managing the developments at Pinnacle Center and Gateway, the industrial park just outside Laredo. And that's 2-2 for the count. 2 outs, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Bases loaded, 2-0 Laredo, leading Trnava, Slovokia. Samuel Diak on the mound. High and outside. That's going to be ball 3. Bases loaded, full count, 2 outs. And here we go. Diak struggling to keep the lid on Laredo's bats here. Has bases loaded with 2 outs and a full count. As he winds up, there go the runners. And that's a ball 4, and that's going to bring Jerry Medina across the plate for run number 3. Bases remain loaded. And we've got number 8, Hector Benavides, the left fielder, coming to the plate. Now batting number 8, Hector Benavides. Benavides, right-handed batter, left fielder, facing Diak, who is headed to the dugout. Diak took a shot in the leg, and I think that may have affected his ability. He's given up 3 runs here in the top of the first and is headed to the dugout. And we've got a pitching change here.
I didn't get to see them.
We want to thank our sponsors, Advanced Spine Pain Solutions, Laredo and Edinburgh, Dr. Marta A. Martinez, double board certified pain management doctor and anesthesiologist. Sames Ford, the oldest Ford dealership in Texas. La Posada, the only 4-diamond hotel in Laredo, Texas. 24/7 News, big following for 24/7 News. If you haven't caught their news breaks on Facebook, over 40,000 followers. Good place to advertise if you've got a business here in Laredo. Laredo Sports Medicine, the premier sports medicine doctors here in Laredo, Texas. Physical therapy and orthopedic surgery. Laredo Sports Medicine Clinic, 2 locations on Bartlett and Springfield. Now serving you. Line Decker Construction, one of the premier builders of institutional facilities like high schools, elementaries, and middle schools. Stadiums, built Unitrade Stadium. And this wouldn't be possible without the support of the City of Laredo, Mayor Victor Trevino and the members of the council. And the County of Webb, the Honorable Judge Tano Tijerina and his court, commissioners. The Laredo Convention and Visitors Bureau, Eileen Ramos, excellent director, excellent tourism manager for the city of Laredo. And now, Benavides, the left fielder, number 8, right-handed batters facing right-handed pitcher, number 22, Philip Boris. In relief of Samuel Diak. Bases loaded. And a squeeze bunt there. Strike 1. Top of the first inning, Laredo leading 3-0. Right-handed Benavides at the plate. Bases loaded. 2 outs. Pitching change. Philip Boris trying to keep Laredo from scoring any more runs. It's a foul ball out of Benavides. to up the count to 0-2. So with 2 strikes and bases loaded and 2 outs, your left fielder Hector Benavides is facing the new pitcher Felipe Boris, right-hander for Slovakia. And that was inside, little close there to Benavides. Took a little lean backward to keep himself from getting hit. 1-2 the count, 2 outs. Top of the first inning here in Laredo, Texas. 2024 Pony Palomino World Series. Swing and a miss, and that's strike 3 for Benavides. And that retires a side for Laredo, but not before they score 3 runs. Although they leave 3 stranded, they lead 3-0 here at the middle of the first inning. Trnava, Slovakia coming up to bat. Bottom of the first inning. And we'll take a commercial break to hear a word from our sponsors. Six 723-3333 and let us help you manage all your waste disposal needs. Southern Sanitation, celebrating 50 years of service. For 50 years, Southern Sanitation has been managing the waste disposal needs of the city of Laredo and the surrounding communities, doing its part in helping keep the community clean. Call Southern Sanitation at 956-723-3333 and let us help you manage all your waste disposal needs. Southern Sanitation, celebrating 50 years of service. Bottom of the first inning with Trnava, Slovakia coming up to bat. Leading off for Slovakia, Matis Kribala playing your second base for Slovakia. He will be facing Julio Cesar Hernandez pitching for Laredo. Right-handed pitcher, right-handed batter. Bottom of the first, 3-0 Laredo. And the first pitch, high fastball, ball 1. Matis Kribala, the second baseman for Trnava, city in Slovakia. Oh, close and inside, ball 2. Philip had to back up a little bit. Philip Boris, Matis Kribala, second baseman, my apologies, facing off against Julio Cesar Hernandez. Strike 1 for Hernandez there. So now the count 2-1 to Kribala. Hernandez on the mound, leading 3-0. And a shot down the third baseline, foul. Good swing by Kribala. Number 22, Julio Cesar Hernandez pitching for Laredo. Bottom of the first inning with Laredo leading 3-0. Matis Kribala at the plate. Hernandez pitching for Laredo decides he wants to take another look at it. Steps off the mound. Matis back in the box. Hernandez peering in 2-2 the count. And the pitch. And it's a check swing. Ball 3. The appeal over to first base. No, not good. He's going to stay in. 3-2. Didn't come all the way around. Sun setting on the western sky here in Laredo, Texas. Sun in the eyes of some of the players and the coaches and the umpires. A little conversation between third base coach and the umpire. Thank you for stopping by, Officer Goodman, one of our favorite officers here at LISD. Came up here to take Hector from Game Changer away, but we pleaded not to. And the pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3 for Trnava. Hernandez striking out the first batter for Trnava. And now coming to the plate, number 62, Tobias Balog, your center fielder. Left-handed batter facing the right-handed Julio Cesar Hernandez, with one out here in the bottom of the first in the 2024 Pony Palomino World Series night action. Ball outside from Hernandez. Balog, Tobias Balog, is your center fielder, left-handed batter. Hernandez throws ball 2 to Tobias Balog. And I hope I'm getting these names right, and if I'm not and someone's in the crowd and watching the game, please come up here and give me a hand. And the pitch, foul ball down third baseline. Broadcast brought to you by Southern Sanitation, celebrating 50 years of service. Southern Sanitation and Southern American. Live Doppler radar, state of the art here in Laredo, Texas. Balog at the plate, Hernandez on the mound, and the pitch, swing and a miss, strike 2. 2-2 the count, one out, with Laredo leading 3-0. Sun setting on the western sky with it hitting the eyes of some of the players here. I can see and a grounder to short. One hop and straight over to first, out number 2. So that's 2 down here at the bottom of the first inning, with Laredo leading 3-0. And number 45, Damon Atkinson, the shortstop, coming to the plate. He'll be facing Hernandez, starting pitcher for Laredo, right-hander. And that's a strike. Box scores being brought to you by Kraus Development here in Laredo, Texas. And the pitch, strike 2. That was low into the corner, away from Atkinson. 0-2 the count, 2 outs, bottom of the first inning, and that's a foul ball coming through the net.
Right through there.
Got Hector over Game Changer out of his chair.
I got scared.
Rattled the cage here. Number 45, Damon Atkinson at the plate, facing Julio Cesar Hernandez. And he strikes him out looking for out number 3, and that retires the side. So at the end of one inning, we've got Laredo 3, Trnava, Slovokia 0. And we'll be right back after these commercial breaks. Southern Sanitation has been managing the waste disposal needs of the city of Laredo and the surrounding communities, doing its part in helping keep the community clean. Call Southern Sanitation at 956-723-3333 and let us help you manage all your waste disposal needs. Southern Sanitation, celebrating 50 years of service.
And we're back, number 5 at the plate here for Laredo. Number 6, Cito Benavides, top of the order, third baseman at the plate. And the pitch, and a foul ball. Looks like it's playable. First baseman's trying to get to it. Yep, it's going to land on top of the dugout there at the visitors' dugout. Batting at the plate, number 6, Cito Benavides. Benavides is facing the new pitcher, Philippe Boris, number 22, who came in relief of Samuel Dioc, who left after giving up 3 runs. Took a shot in the leg from the first batter here, Benavides, in the top of the first inning. And the pitch outside gets past the catcher for Trnava, Slovokia, and the catcher, Filip Zrubek, catching for Philip Boris, his pitcher, against Cito Benavides, who takes a shot into center field, and that's going to be caught for out number 1. Out number 1 for Laredo. Now batting number 4, Antonio Sanchez. Sanchez will be facing the right-handed pitcher, Philip Boris, who came in relief of Dioc. Box scores brought to you by Kraus Development, managing developers of Pinnacle Center and Gateway Industrial Park that's just outside of Laredo. Our broadcast sponsor, Advanced Spine Pain Solutions, 1-0 the count to Sanchez. Here at the top of the second inning, 1 out, Laredo 3, Trnava 0. And that's a strike from Boris. 1-1 the count to Sanchez, the center fielder for Laredo. A windup here. Oh, and that was inside. 2-1 the count. Laredo leads 3-0. They left 3 on the bases last time, but still lead 3-0 here. And a swing and a miss for strike 2 to Sanchez. Philippe Boris showing off a little off-speed pitch there. And that was inside. 3-2, full count to Sanchez. Here at Pony Palomino World Series 18U night game between Laredo and Trnava, Slovakia. And a shot that's going to drop into center field for a single for Antonio Sanchez. And coming to the plate, Jose Luis Gomez, the first baseman. Now batting number 13, Jose Luis Gomez. Gomez, left-handed batter, will be facing Philippe Boris for the first time. Boris coming in relief of Samuel Dioc, who pitched in the first inning. With a runner on, 1 out, top of the second, we get a ball 1 from Boris. Gomez is your first baseman, left-handed batter. He's got a runner at first, number 4, Antonio Sanchez. And that's ball 2 from Philip Boris. So Sanchez ahead on the count here, 2-0. 1 out with a speedy runner, Antonio Sanchez, at first. And that's ball 3. 3-0 the count, 1 out, runner on first. Gomez, the batter, the first baseman, is looking at 3-0 and watches this one go in for strike 1. 3-1 the count. Boris trying to keep Laredo from scoring any more runs. Trails 3-0 here in the top of the second. Swing and a miss by Gomez for strike 2. Nice cut there by Gomez. 3-2 the count, 1 out. And Boris throws a pitch, and that's going to be a stolen base by, nope, it's ball 4. I'm sorry, ball 4 as Sanchez advances to second base. And Gomez walks to first. Now batting number 12, Jerry Medina. Medina, the designated hitter for Laredo, facing Philip Boris on the mound for Trnava, Slovakia. First time he faces him. Faced Samuel Diak in the first inning. And a blooper just outside of the infield, caught by the shortstop for out number 2. That one got the bottom of the bat, didn't get much on it, and it took a nosedive just outside of the infield, scooped up by the shortstop, Damon Atkinson for Trnava. And now batting for Laredo, number 2, Peter Paliso. Now batting number 2, Peter Paliso. Correction. Now batting number 11, Jeremy Cabrillo. Cabrillo, number 11, the right fielder, batting left-handed against Philip Boris with 2 runners on, 2 outs. That's low and outside. 1-1 the count to Cabrillo. He's got number 13, Gomez, on first. Number 4, Sanchez on second with 2 outs. And a shot to second, scooped up. And that is out number 3 for Laredo. And Boris gets him to ground out to second. And that ends the top half of the frame. As we go into the bottom of the second, Laredo leading 3-0. And we'll be right back after this short message.
For 50 years, Southern Sanitation has been managing the waste disposal needs of the city of Laredo and the surrounding communities. Doing its part in helping keep the community clean. Call Southern Sanitation at 956-723-3333 and let us help you manage all your waste disposal needs. Southern Sanitation, celebrating 50 years of service.
And we're back here in the action with Fankovi batting for Trnava, Slovakia, facing number 22, Julio Cesar Hernandez, with an 0-2 count. Here at the bottom of the second inning, Laredo leading Slovakia here, 3-0. Right-handed batter, right-handed pitcher. That's outside. 1-2, the count. The batter, Jan Fankovi. I hope I get that right. And that one gets away from the catcher. Ball 2, 2-2 the count. Number 68, Fankovi, the third baseman for Trnava, takes one in the thigh and is going to walk to first. So hit by pitch, Fankovi marches down to first base. No outs here at the bottom of the second inning with Laredo leading 3-0. And number 59, Jacob Horvath, coming to the plate. Number 22. Now batting number 22, Philip Boris. Number 22, the pitcher, Philip Boris at the plate. And a quick throw over to first base to check the runner, and the ball gets away a little bit from the first baseman, but he's able to recover. Safe back at first. Hernandez trying to keep the runner honest with the pitcher, Philip Boris, at the plate. With Laredo leading 3-0. Runner on first, no outs. And the first pitch to Boris, and a little bunt foul ball. 0-1 the count. Runner on first. Pony Palomino action here in Laredo, Texas, as the sun sets in the western sky. Cloudy all day. Overcast. No rain. We've been fortunate. And the pitch, and a foul tip. Foul tip by Boris, number 22. Runner at first. 0-2 the count. Live from Veterans Field, the vet here at LISD. And the pitcher tries to pick off the runner at first. Jankovic back at first base safely. Philip Boris at the plate, and the pitch is high and outside, and the catcher stands up, Chidas, and fires it to first, drawing back the base runner, Jankovic. Farkovi, again, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, and a swing and a miss by Philip for strike 3. Philip Boris, swing and a miss, strike 3, and that brings number 59, Jacob Horvath. Now batting number 59, Jacob Horvath. Horvath, the left fielder for Trnava. For Trnava, Hernandez trying to keep Farikovi, that, believe that's the name, John Farikovi, honest there at first base, and a swing and a miss by Horvath for strike 1. And not quite sure what's happened here.
Only 59. It was 20 something.
29.
It was 29. I was saying, what the hell?
It was a wrong batter.
Is wrong batter?
They can switch him as long as they catch him in time.
Okay, so the confusion here is that the wrong batter had come to the plate. Number 29, Zrubek, was on. Number 59, Horvath, was still on deck. So a little flip here, little error, and the officials are conversing here. Somebody caught it. I didn't catch it. 29, 59, Horvath, Zrubek. The numbers with the white outline, a little hard to see from up here in the press box. Conversation with the coach for Laredo. Home plate official headed towards the pony leadership table. Tournament director and some of the other officials there underneath the big teepee there. Walking back, and it looks like they are switching batters correctly. If, according to Hector over at Game Changer, this is permissible. And so 59, Jacob Horvath, the left fielder, now at bat. Little error there. Philip Zrubek had stepped into the batter's box ahead of Horvath. And the coach is over for Trnava, correcting that situation and substituting the batters in the proper order. And so the count is 0-1, 1 out. Jacob Horvath now at the plate with a runner on, 1 out in the bottom of the second. And again, the catcher, quick out of his stance, trying to get the runner at first, fires it over. Titus with a good arm, trying to keep the runner at bay. Ball, one strike. Oh, and that was close. Almost got Horvath in the elbow. 2-1 the count. Here in game number 2 of the night game of the night. Sorry, game number 3 here at the field. And that's a foul ball as Fragovi was running the second. So he'll walk back, 2-2 the count with 1 out. The right-hander Horvath facing the right-hander Hernandez, pitching for Laredo here in the bottom of the second inning. That was low and outside. Almost got away from Titus. Kept it in front of him. Full count with 1 out. Oh, and it's a strike. He swung at it.
He swung at it.
It's a check swing, and I think the first base.
Umpire called it and he went. He didn't
Plate
check.
umpire got it.
Yeah.
The plate umpire calling that out, that check swing, full around,
Who's better?
and that's out. So now number 29, the left-hander Philip Zrubek at the plate with a runner, Fragovi, headed to second base, successfully stealing.
I didn't get that. Was that a ball?
1-0 the count to Zrubek. Zrubek had inadvertently stepped into the batter's box ahead of Horvath, had that corrected, and now he's got a runner at second. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs here at the bottom of the second inning at Veterans Field in Laredo, Texas. And that's a strike from Hernandez. 1-1 the count with a runner in scoring position. And Laredo faithful in their dugout, peering out the fence line, trying to cheer on their pitcher, Hernandez. 3-0 the lead for Laredo. Oh, and that's inside, and that's going to clip Zrubek on the ankle, and he walks to first. So now we have runners at second and first. 2 outs, and number 65, Samuel Kravala, coming to the plate. He is your right fielder for Trnava, and 61, Matis Clear. Matis Clear is courtesy running for number 29, Zorbeck, the catcher, giving him time to get his gear back on. And the shot to shortstop, and that's going to be an easy out for out number 3, and that retires the side. No runs scored here, and so Laredo continues to lead at the top of the third coming up, 3-0. And we'll be right back here at Veterans Field, LISD's Crown Jewel, in just a minute.
For 50 years, Southern Sanitation has been managing the waste disposal.
I didn't know who it was.
Laredo,
You know the rest of this
Peter Paliso. And Paliso at the plate takes ball 1 from Philip Boris. Here we are at the top of the third. Laredo leading 3-0. Peter Paliso at the plate. 1 ball, no strikes, no outs, nobody on, and that's a foul ball. Back in the day, that had gotten you a Frito pie or a free raspa if you brought it back. And if you didn't, you had a souvenir, something to play with on Saturday. Everybody fighting for that free raspa. And the windup from Boris, and it's inside. Just missed the batter. 2 balls, 1 strike to Paliso, the second baseman, right-handed batter facing that right-hander Philip Boris. Ball 3. Boris coming in relief of Dioc, who started the game, got hit in the first at bat by Benavides and exited later in the inning. And that's strike 2 to Paliso. Got that high outside corner. 3-2 the count. Nobody on, nobody out. Top of the third. And that's a foul tip. Full count. Catcher for Trnava, Slovokia, Philip Zrubek, number 29. Boris peering in. Paliso looking intently. And that's a little blooper to second, and looks like second baseman's going to get it. Shallow center field. Got that for out number 1. And now coming to the plate for Laredo, number 16, Chidas, the catcher. Now batting number 16, Manuel Chaitis. Chaitis batting from the right, facing the right-hander Boris. Takes a high fastball. 1-0 the count. 1 out in the top of the third. These games are being brought to you by some great sponsors like HEB. And that's strike one for Chaitis. Boris firing that thing right down the middle. HEB, great corporate citizen, great partner, best grocery store in Texas. Everything's better here at HEB. That's a foul ball coming back towards the press box. Going to get up on the net there. Maybe we can get Hector from Game Changer to go chase that.
It's rolling. It's rolling.
Chaitis, the catcher for Laredo, has a 1-2 count with 1 out, nobody on here at the top of the third. And Philip Boris winds and strikes him out. Chaitis looking, catcher decides he wants to throw one all the way to left field. Philip Zerbeck fires it over the third baseman in celebration of the strikeout. And so now coming to the plate, number 1, Ramon de Alba. Now batting number 1, Ramon de Alba. De Alba, the shortstop for Laredo, faces Philip Boris, the right-hander for Trnava. And a chopper to short, charging hard, and out number 3 for Trnava, and that retires the side with 3 up, 3 down. No runs scored here, but Laredo still leads 3-0 at the bottom of the third inning. And we'll stay with you as we call out some of our great sponsors. Sames Auto, Ford's oldest dealership in Texas. Line-Decker Construction. Otilas Restaurant. Fine cuisine that just opened here in Laredo, Texas, Del Mar Boulevard. If you haven't gone, the reviews have been phenomenal.
Now you work for. Now I work for the city.
La Posada, the only 4-diamond hotel in Laredo, Texas. Whitworth Ciarroa, law firm extraordinaire. Great folks over there at Whitworth Ciarroa. Playmore, Roquevela and family. Fantastic corporate citizen. Best family entertainment in Laredo, Texas. Former council member, Roquevela.
Now I've done 2 years over here.
Our box scores being brought to you by Kraus Development. Our title sponsors, Southern Sanitation and Southern America, live Doppler radar. Rotex Truck Center, Andy's Auto Air, Andy's Mobility, Sunbelt Air Conditioning, all Rosas Enterprises. Richard Rosas, president for Laredo Pony, and his brothers Robert and Rudy and Hector.
Yes, sir.
Carrying on the legacy of their father Andres,
Man, I graduated 84.
who is no longer with us, God rest his soul. Great man. Used to have a Texaco at the corner of Calton Road and San Dario. And as a young man, I used to walk by there, and he'd be calling my parents before I got home to let them know I just walked by. Those were the days. And so here we go. Bottom of the third, number 13, Michael Bimobile.
He finally retired like 2 years ago.
The first baseman at the plate, facing Julio Cesar Hernandez, the pitcher.
I'll tell you right now.
Michael Bimobile at the plate. And he takes ball 1 high and inside. Here at the bottom of the third, with Laredo squarely in the lead. Swing and a miss by Bimobile. 1-1 the count. Laredo 3-0. Bottom of the third. As the sun sets here in Laredo, the night game started at 7:30, right after a beautiful opening ceremonies. Had Congressman for District 28, Henry Cuellar, throw out the first pitch. Council member Melissa Ciarroa for District 3. Oh, and Mobile takes one in the back and is walking to first. So we got a runner on first, hit by a pitch. And now the top of the order, Matis Krvala, the second baseman, now at the plate with a runner on, no outs. Bottom of the third. Young man Gilbert with the Championship League also throwing out the first pitch here at the opening day ceremony. All the teams represented here. Strike one to Krvala. Hernandez firing that low and away, getting that corner with runner at first. 0-1 the count, no outs here in the bottom of the third, and the bunt attempt brings up strike two. The right-hander Julio Cesar Hernandez having a great game so far, keeping Trnava scoreless, 3-0. Bottom of the third.
I used to play in that field, man.
Top of the order, Matis Krvala at the plate. Runner at first, 2 strikes. And Chida's trying to get the runner back to first. Out of his stance. Fires it hard over there. 1-2 the count. That was a ball. And Krvala at the plate trying to advance his runner with no outs. Hernandez trying to keep the runner Mobile, who got hit in the back, closer to first base, keep him from stealing. And that was inside. Almost got Krvala. 2-2 the count to Krvala. Hernandez, right-handed pitcher, pitching to Krvala, the second baseman. Matis Krvala, number 11, has a full count with no outs and a runner at first. And he walks to first base. And so now we've got runners at second and first, with Laredo leading 3-0 at the bottom of the third. And coming to the plate now is Tobias Balog. Now batting number 62, Tobias Balog. Balog, your speedy center fielder for Trnava, has runners at second and first, has no outs. Left-hander facing the right-hander Hernandez, trying to break the ice here and score some runs for Slovokia. That's outside, ball one. Broadcast being brought to you by the Liquid Studio Group, camera crews at first, home, and third. Group up in the press box here. And that's a strike. Tried to bunt that. Advance his runners. Tobias Balog, the left-hander, trying to get some runs for his team here with 2 runners on, no outs, 1-1 the count, bottom of the third. As the lights have come on here at Veteran Stadium, the Vet, the crown jewel of Laredo Independent School District. Now, these games could not have happened without the City of Laredo's Parks and Recreation Department. Coach J.J. Gomez, Tommy Ramirez, Anita Stanley, and the great staff at Parks and Rec for the City of Laredo. And a swing and a miss for strike two. And that's Parks and Rec, REC, not WRECK. Although they are a wrecking crew out there at Parks, phenomenal bunch of folks, great groundskeepers, great program managers, lots of facilities around the city. Laredo Parks and Rec. And that's outside for a full count with 2 runners on, no outs, bottom of the third. Number 62, Tobias Balog, at the plate with a full count, facing the right-hander Hernandez, trying to drive in some runs, get his team back into the game here. And that is a walk, ball 4, and the bases are loaded with nobody out. Hernandez is going to hear from the coach, Manuel Rangel. Rangel, a CPA, I'm sure, was counting all those pitches and is coming down the plate to the mound here to have a conversation with his pitcher and his team. I think I said it earlier, my favorite scene in Bull Durham is when everybody's at the mound. They're all talking everything but baseball. Talking about a chicken and what to get Jenny for her wedding. Sure, that wasn't the discussion here. As we've got bases loaded with no outs in the bottom of the third, Trnava, Slovokia threatening, coming up to the plate, number 45, Damon Atkinson. Now batting, number 45, Damon Atkinson. Atkinson, the shortstop for Trnava, facing the right-hander Hernandez. Swing and a miss for strike 1. With bases loaded, nobody out, trailing Laredo 3-0, but trying to put some points on the board. And he takes strike 2. Hernandez getting ahead of him, 0-2 the count, with bases loaded. Game's brought to you by Southern Sanitation, and the pitch, and that's a foul ball down the third baseline. Scooped up nicely by the third base coach, Zernevi. And Hernandez trying to make sure his team stays in the lead. Has an 0-2 count to the batter, Atkinson, with bases loaded. And Atkinson shoots one over to the left, and that's going to drop, so we're going to get some runs scored here. And 2 runs scores as the ball gets past Chidas.
The umpire didn't see it. He didn't see it.
He didn't see it.
Oh, looks like nobody saw that.
That's his call. He was looking at a play over.
But the runner advances from second. Looks like he was thrown out. 2 runs have scored, and you've got a runner at third. And it looks like the runner at second appeared to be thrown out from up here, but down there, they're calling it safe. And so now, 2 runs have scored for Trnava.
Was that the better runner?
Here at the bottom of the second, a little crazy action here. Atkinson driving 2 runs in with a with a sliding double. But it appeared that he was thrown out. Umpire was not watching that, as he was watching action inside the field. Back to the second base bag, and it looks like at this moment we've got a runner safe at second, no outs, 2 runs have scored, and a runner at third as well. So now the officials are having a little discussion there between home plate and the mound. Coach is eagerly waiting for the call, and the score now 3-2, with Atkinson driving 2 runs in. There was a play at home, but Chidas could not hold on to the ball and scoop by the pitcher. Hernandez smartly picked up that ball and shot it over to second base and was able to get the runner, Atkinson, before he could get to the bag. But It was not seen by the second base umpire, who had his back to the play. And now a conference had to take place to resolve that. And the call is reversed, and he is out. So we have out number one, runner at third. And the next batter up, number 68, Jan Farikovi. Now batting number 68, Jan Farikovi.
Got hit by a pitch, must have.
Farikovi, the third baseman for Trnava, hit in the back in the last at bat. Takes ball one with 2 runs having been scored by a shot in the left field by Atkinson.
68.
And that's a strike. 1-1 the count to number 68, Farikovi. Pitcher Hernandez trying to close out the inning, not let any other runs score, but he's got a man on third, and he delivers ball 2 to Farikovi. Farikovi is the third baseman batting right-handed, facing the right-handed Hernandez with a runner on third. 2-1 the count. 2-2 the count. Strike 2 by Hernandez. Outside, caught that upper corner. 2-2, 1 out. Runner at third. Farikovi at the plates. Hernandez on the mound, and the pitch. Low, ball 3 for a full count. With 1 out in the bottom of the third. Excitement here with Slovakia getting back into the game. 2-3 now. And that is low. And that's going to move Farikovi to first base. Hit the back the first time out. And now he walks to first. And coming to the plate, number 22, Philip Boris, the pitcher. Now batting number 22, Philip Boris. Boris, the pitcher, has held Laredo scoreless the last 2 innings after the starter, Samuel Diak, gave up 3 runs at the top of the third. And so with runners on the corners, Boris faces the right-hander Hernandez, who takes a step back, wants to rethink what he wants to throw. 1 out, 2 runners on, and the pitch outside. Boris showing bunt. Has a 1-0 count on Hernandez with 2 runners on, 1 in scoring position at third, 1 at first, and Hernandez trying to close him out, and the bunt foul ball, and that'll be 1-1 the count. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 2 runners on, bottom of the third inning, in a game being brought to you by Southern Sanitation, Southern American Live Doppler Radar, our box score sponsor, Kraus Development, Pinnacle Center, and Gateway are the 2 industrial parks that they have under their management. And the pitcher, trying to keep the runner at first honest, fires it over there. Our broadcast sponsor, Dr. Marta A. Martinez, Advanced Spine Pain Solutions, Laredo and Edinburgh. Double board certified Dr. Martinez, pain management anesthesiologist. And the runner takes off the second, and he's going to steal successfully. Good swing by Philip Boris, providing a little cover, as the runner, Farikovi, Jan Farikovi, makes it over to second. So now we have runners at third and second with 1 out, 1-2 the count. 2 runs have already scored, and a high fly ball Shallow center field, left fielder's coming to tag. And there's going to be a play at home. And the left fielder gets him. And the left fielder gets him out at home for out number 3. And that ends the inning without any additional runs being scored. The throw by the left fielder from shallow center left, right fielder from shallow center right on the money to Chidas, who successfully got the runner out at home. So no more runs score, but 2 did come in earlier, so the score 3-2, and we'll be right back after these brief messages.
Like simultaneous.
And we're back here at the top of the 4th with Laredo leading Trnava, Slovakia 3-2. Ball 1 to the batter. For Laredo. And that's a high fly ball. Number 8, Hector Benavides, fouls it straight up into the air, and it is caught by the catcher, Philip Zurbeck, for out number 1 here at the top of the 4th. Benavides, the batter. Now batting number 6, Cito Benavides. The previous batter, Hector Benavides. Now, Philip Boris facing Cito Benavides. Benavides in the top of the 1st inning grounded successfully to first base by hitting the pitcher in the thigh. Pitcher unable to recover the ball. Takes a 2-0 start to his at-bat here. Benavides, the third baseman for Laredo, Texas, facing Philip Boris, number 22, pitcher for Slovakia. And that's a shot in between center right. Center fielder's going to grab it, and that's going to be a sliding double for Benavides. Center fielder a little slow to get that ball back in. Puts a runner in scoring position with 1 out. And number 4, Antonio Sanchez, the center fielder, coming to the plate. Now batting number 4, Antonio Sanchez. With a runner in scoring position, Sanchez looks to add some runs for his team here. 1 out, top of the 4th inning, showing bunt, and takes strike 1. Philip Morris. Philip Boris had done a great job so far of holding the Laredo team scoreless for 2 innings. Continues to work the lineup. Oh, and that foul ball was catchable, but first baseman couldn't get there in time. Michael Bimobile almost getting to that ball. The count now 0-2, 1 out, runner at second. Top of the 4th inning. On the mound, Philip Boris. Foul ball into the screen.
Number 6, he's a third baseman.
So number 4, Antonio Sanchez, center fielder, trying to drive a run in. He's got a runner in scoring position at second base. And the number 4 hits it right over to third base. Out at third. The runner caught by the third baseman as he scooped up the grounder, cut him off from third base, keep him from advancing, and Sanchez scoots on over to first. And so now coming to the plate, number 13, Jose Luis Gomez. Now batting number 13, Jose Luis Gomez. Gomez, the first baseman, left-handed batter with a runner at first, 2 outs.
Now it's the first baseman.
Ball 1 way outside. Getting Philip Zerbeck out of his stance to grab that and keep it from going past him.
Because I screwed you up.
1 runner on, 2 outs. And that's a high fastball for ball 2. Laredo still leading 3-2 here at the top of the 4th inning. With Hector over at Game Changer all confused about where we are. And the pitch, high, ball 3. 3-0 the count, 2 outs. Jose Luis Gomez, the first baseman, trying to drive in some runs. Philip Boris trying to shut it down and keep this score nice and tight. Zerbeck firing it over to first, but that was ball 4, and Gomez is walking to first. Coming to the plate, number 12, the designated hitter, Jerry Medina, who last at bat caught the short end of the bat and had a quail over to shortstop. Now batting number 12, Jerry Medina. Medina, a D1 prospect going to University of Houston. Played for Laredo United. Had a great season. Will be facing Philip Boris with 2 runners on and 2 outs, trying to extend their lead, which is 3-2 here at the top of the 4th. Going to be 9 o'clock here at the Veterans Field, LISD, their Crown Athletic Facility. High fastball to Medina. 1-0 the count. 2 outs here. Slovokia 2, Laredo 3. Top of the 4th. Game's being brought to you by La Posada. Swing and a miss for Medina for strike 1. The only 4-diamond hotel in Laredo. Otilas Restaurant. The reviews have been fantastic. Great dining here at Laredo, Texas, Del Mar Boulevard. New restaurant. Sames Auto Ford, the oldest Ford dealership in Texas. Swing and a miss for strike 2 to Medina. With 2 outs, 2 runners on, 1-2 the count, top of the 4th. Trying to add something to the lead here. Rotex Truck Center, one of our sponsors. County of Webb, City of Laredo. Inside, ball 2, 2-2 the count. Whitworth Cigarroa, Line Decker Construction, Playmore, Family Entertainment, Roquevela and his family, great folks. Laredo Sports Medicine, Dr. Puig, Dr. Solis. High fastball, ball 3, full count with runners at second and first. A full count, 2 outs, 3-2 Laredo. Medina, the designated hitter, facing Boris, the right-hander, who has kept Laredo scoreless so far for 3. And that's ball 4. Medina walks to first. And now we've got number 11, Jeremy Cabrillo, the right fielder, coming to the plate. Now batting number 11, Jeremy Cabrillo. The right fielder, left-handed batter, has bases loaded with 2 outs. Philip Boris trying to close this down for Slovakia. And that's a shot. And that's going to drop, and it gets past the left fielder, and it's going to roll all the way to the fence. 2 runs have scored. Here comes 3. And the ball gets past the third baseman, and Cabrillo has a stand-up triple with 3 RBIs being driven in here at the top of the 4th inning. Up to that point, Philip Boris had kept Laredo scoreless, and all of a sudden the floodgates open and 3 runs come in. Cabrillo at third with a stand-up triple, and now number 2, Peter Paliso, the second baseman at the plate. Now batting number 2, Peter Paliso. And the pitch, strike 1 to Paliso. The score now 6-2. Laredo leading Slovakia, Trnava, Slovakia. And that's strike 2 to Paliso. 0-2 the count, 2 outs, runner at third, top of the 4th inning. Laredo leading 6-2. Paliso at the plate, Morris on the mound, and that's a high fly ball into shallow left field. The left fielder gets it for out number 3, and that retires a side, but not before Laredo punches in 3 runs to extend its lead. 6-2 here at the top of the 4th, going to the bottom of the 4th. The left fielder, Jacob Horvath, letting that ball scoot by him all the way to the warning track, allowed 3 runs to come in on a smash triple by Jeremy Cabrillo. So we'll be right back after these brief messages from our sponsors.
2 years into
tell you what
I'm here for the bottom of the fourth with Hernandez still on the mound, facing number 59, Jacob Horvath, in the right order this time. Number 59 playing the 7 position, the left fielder, takes another ball. 1-2 the count, no outs, bottom of the fourth, trailing 6-2. Horvath trying to get on. Takes another ball. 2-2 the count. 2-2 the count. With Hernandez still on the mound. And a foul ball coming over the press box. Headed towards the parking lot. Scramble of kids going after it. Hernandez trying to, another foul ball, same spot. 2-2, bottom of the fourth here at Veterans Field, Laredo, Texas. Pony Palomino World Series action brought to you by Southern Sanitation. Full count. Oh, and this is a ball 4 and a walk for Horvath. Scoreboard shows 6-2 Laredo. And now number 29, Philip Zerbeck. Now batting number 29, Philip Zerbeck. Zerbeck, the catcher for Trnava, has a runner at first. No outs. Takes ball 1 from Hernandez. Philip Zerbeck, the catcher, throws right, bats left, has a runner at first with no outs. Inside for ball 2. We are at the bottom of the fourth. It's 9 o'clock, so we had a little slow start to the game, but it's picked up speed here.
That's 83. Coming up 83.
And that's low, ball 3. So 3-0 the count. Nobody out. 1 runner on. And it's 6-2 Laredo leading Trnava, Slovakia. Jeremy Cabrillo for Laredo smash triple, bringing 3 runs in the last inning. And that is ball 4. And Zerbeck is headed to first base. So runners at second and first. Courtesy runner coming for Zerbeck. And
This guy's making it tough.
And that's all for Hernandez. Manolo Rangel making a pitching change. Number 5, Angel Villafranca Villarreal coming to the mound in relief of Hernandez, who's had a pretty good outing. Had him scoreless for 2 and then gave up 2 runs in the bottom of the third. And was rescued by Jeremy Cabrillo, who slapped a 3-run triple into the back fence, left field, at the top of this frame. So Villafranca is going to be stepping in for Villarreal, stepping in for Hernandez. Our broadcasts are brought to you by Kraus Development, managing developer of Pinnacle Center out on Mines Road, and Gateway, the industrial park that is out over on 35 just north of town. All the big city amenities without the big city taxes. Phenomenal amenities. Underground utilities, water, sewer. Phenomenal place out there. Kraus Development. Your pain management doctor, Dr. Marta Martinez, Advanced Spine Pain Solutions with clinics here in Laredo and Edinburgh. Those of you from the Valley that are listening in, Dr. Marta Martinez, double board certified pain management and anesthesiologist. And our title sponsor, Southern Sanitation, Southern American, the live Doppler radar. You'll see that on our screen every once in a while here. Maybe we can flash that for you so you can see it. The live Doppler radar, which was missing in Laredo for over 50 years with a 50-mile gap. Doppler radar coming from Corpus and Del Rio. Because of line of sight issues, no storms under 10,000 feet were visible until they were on top of us. And Southern American went out, purchased this state-of-the-art unit, brought it in conjunction with the city of Laredo, put it on one of the city's facilities at a high point, and now we've got coverage that we didn't have before. Southern American live Doppler radar. And here we go. Villafranca Villarreal on the mound. Throws a high fastball. He has got two runners on, runner second and first, and is facing now number 65, Samuel Cravala. Cravala takes second pitch for strike. Cravala, number 65, playing in the right field position. Shows bunt. High fastball again. 2-1 the count. Nobody out. Two runners on. Bottom of the fourth inning with Laredo leading 6-2. Samuel Cravala, right-handed batter, at the plate facing the new pitcher, Angel Villafranca Villarreal, who delivers strike 2, 2-2 the count. 2 the count to Cravala. Cravala trying to drive in the two runners he's got on base. Almost takes one in the nose. Leans back quickly. Got a little chin music there from Villafranca. 3-2 the count. Nobody out. Runners at second and first. Bottom of the fourth, the pitch. And that's a grounder to third. 1, 2. Outs at third and second. Double play for the third baseman for Laredo, Cito Benavides. And Cravala now at first with 2 outs. And number 13, Michael Bimoval. Bimoval, the first baseman for Trnava, Slovakia, will now face Angel Villafranca Villarreal. Now batting Michael Bimoval. And strike 1 to Bimoval from Villafranca Villarreal. Angel Villafranca Villarreal, number 5, coming in relief of Julio Cesar Hernandez. Delivers a ball. 1-1 the count, 2 outs to Bimoval. Michael Bimoval with a runner at first, Samuel Cravala, with 2 outs, 1-1 the count, bottom of the fourth. Swing and a miss for strike 2. 1-2 the count with 2 outs. Slovakia trying to hold on here, and that's strike 3. The swing and a miss to retire the side. So Villafranca comes in and shuts the door on Slovakia here in the bottom of the fourth. As we end the frame and go to the fifth, we'll be right back after these brief messages.
50 years, Southern Sanitation has been managing the waste disposal needs of the city of Laredo and the surrounding communities, doing its part in helping keep the community clean. Call Southern Sanitation at 956-723-3333 and let us help you manage all your waste disposal needs. Southern Sanitation, celebrating 50 years of service. For 50 years, Southern Sanitation has been managing the waste disposal needs of the city of Laredo and the surrounding communities, doing its part in helping keep the community clean. Call Southern Sanitation at 956-723-3333 and let us help you manage all your waste disposal needs. Southern Sanitation, celebrating 50 years of service.
And we're back here. Wild pitch went behind the batter, Chidas. Now batting number 16, sorry, Manuel Chidas. Oh, and that one went over his head. Chidas ducking to avoid getting hit in the head. Philip Boris, number 22, still on the mound. Had a great game going. Had kept Laredo scoreless for 2 innings, having come in relief of Samuel Diak back in the first inning. But in that last frame, Laredo's bats lit him up. And now he walks Chidas to first base. Chidas, the catcher, trots to first. Rangel walking towards the ump to make a substitution, it appears.
Courtesy runner.
Courtesy runner, that's what it is. Number 7 walking in. 7, Ricardo Covarrubias, courtesy running for Chidas, the catcher who is putting his gear back on. Now batting number 1, Ramon de Alba.
Number 7 is a courtesy runner.
De Alba, the shortstop.
Number 1 is that batter.
At the plate, courtesy runner Covarrubias on first base. Nobody out. Top of the 5th inning. High fastball.
Is that 2 balls?
Looks like 2 balls to the batter. De Alba, the shortstop. Runner at first. 2-0 the count. Boris still on the mound. Throws ball 3.
I know, 2-1, sorry.
And the count is actually 2-1. De Alba facing Philip Boris, trying to extend the lead. And there goes the runner. And it's a grounder to shortstop. Runner advancing to second. Got a head start. And was successful in getting to second base.
It could have been a double play. Hit and run.
With the score 6-2, we have a runner at second on a nice hit and run. 1 out. Number 9 coming to the plate. Valentin Barrios. Now batting number 9, Valentin Barrios. Swing and a miss by Barrios. 0-1 the count. Runner at second. 1 out. Laredo leading 6-2 here at Veterans Field, Laredo, Texas. Pony Palomino World Series action brought to you by Liquid Studio Group, Blue Top Reprographics, Laredo Sports Medicine. 1-1 the count to the new batter, Valentin Barrios, with a courtesy runner, Covarrubias, hanging around second. Boris still in the game, trying to keep this team from scoring any more runs. in the top of the fifth here at Veterans Field. The live Pony Palomino action brought to you by La Posada, and Boris turning around trying to keep the runner close and cozy to second base. Number 9, Valentin Barrios at the plate, facing Philip Boris for the first time tonight, hoping to extend the lead. Boris checks the runner at second again. Our sponsors, Sames, Ford's oldest dealership here in Texas. Whitworth Ciarroa, law firm of Whitworth Ciarroa. Swing and a miss, strike 2 for Barrios. Boris, nice pitch there to get Barrios to swing. Laredo Sports Medicine Clinic, 2 locations, one on Bartlett, one on Springfield. Ball outside low, away from the batter. 9, Valentin Barrios. Our title sponsor, Southern Sanitation, celebrating 50 years of excellence. Started 1974, the Trevino family. And that's a foul ball. 3-2. Trevino family also bringing in our other sponsor, Southern American Live Doppler Radar. The good folks at UISD who have loaned us their crown jewel facility at the Bill Johnson Student Activity Center. City of Laredo Parks and Rec. City of Laredo Convention and Visitors Bureau as Barrios walks to first. Boris still hanging on the mound. And number 6 is coming to the plate. Number 6, the leadoff batter, top of the order, Cito Benavides, the third baseman. Now batting number 6, Cito Benavides. Benavides, right-hander, trying to drive in the 2 runners he's got, one at second, one at first, with 1 out. Takes ball number 1 from Boris. Benavides playing third base for Laredo, with the courtesy runner Covarrubias at second, and Valentin Barrios at first. And he takes strike 1 from Boris. Philip Boris having a great game, just doing his best to keep Laredo's hot bats from getting any hotter. And the pitch. And that's foul ball. Scooped up by the manager for Laredo. Looks like Aaron Navarro over there. Aaron Navarro making the scoop at third base. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Top of the 5th, 6-2. Philippe Boris still on the mound. And that's a blooper. That's going to foul ball, just dropped outside the line. That would have brought in another run. High lingering foul ball there. Looked like it was going to drop in. Right fielder charging, wasn't going to get there in time. 1-2 the count, 1 out. 6-2. Laredo leading Trnava, Slovakia.
She does other duties for LISD.
Philip Boris on the mound. And that's a shot to center field, and that one's going to get over the head of the center fielder. It's going to roll all the way to the warning track. And here comes 2 runs. That's going to be a stand. Up there he goes. Triple sliding in head first. Cito Benavides driving in 2 runs, extending Laredo's lead 8-2 over Trnava, Slovokia. With 1 out and a runner at third, number 4, Antonio Sanchez comes to the plate. Now batting number 4, Antonio Sanchez. Sanchez, the center fielder for Laredo, takes a high fastball for his first pitch. 1-0 the count. So Benavides driving 2 runs in with a shot to center left. And there's one blooper into center right. That's going to drop. Benavides is going to score, and Sanchez has himself an RBI single. So now we've got 9-2. I'm sorry, 9-2. Our scorer, Tommy, trying to add another run for Laredo. I think Game Changer's influencing him over there, trying to add more runs here. And runner at first, 1 out, 10-2. Boris, strike 1 at number 13, Jose Luis Gomez. Now batting number 13, Jose Luis Gomez. Gomez, the left-hander, trying to drive in another run, extend the lead for Laredo. Takes a ball for his second pitch. Runner at first, 1 out, top of the 5th. Zerubek, keeping that ball in front of him, hit the dirt right in front. Philippe Zerubek, the catcher for Trnava. And number 13, Jose Luis Gomez, the left-handed first baseman, facing Philippe Boris. Chops one, charging by the third baseman. Out number 2 at first. Runner advances to second. And that brings in number 12, the designated hitter, Jerry Medina. Now batting number 12, Jerry Medina. Medina, who has clocked a 96-mile-an-hour fastball, is playing DH today. We might see him on the mound later this weekend. Takes ball 1 with a runner at second with 2 outs. Laredo comfortably in the lead here at the top of the 5th, 10-2. 9:26 here in Laredo, Texas, at the Veterans Field, the VET, LISD.
Well, 3 actually, because it's only 9.
And that is strike 1 to Medina.
I'm hoping Laredo scores 1 run.
With 2 outs. The score 9-2. Comfortably in the lead again here top of the 5th. Runner at second. Here comes the pitch. And he takes ball 2. 2-1 the count. 2 outs. Top of the 5th. Broadcast brought to you by Southern Sanitation, celebrating 50 years of service.
Trying to change it back to 9, so
Our box score sponsor, Kraus Development. Boris takes the pitch, and Medina slaps it over to right field, and that's going to be caught by the right fielder, and that ends the inning. 9-2 Laredo. Although our scoreboard has a 1-0 there, but we know the score 9-2. Trnava, Slovakia, coming to their at bat here at the bottom of the 5th. And we'll take this commercial break and be right back.
For 50 years, Southern Sanitation has been managing the waste disposal needs of the city of Laredo and the surrounding communities, doing its part in helping keep the community clean. Call Southern Sanitation at 956-723-3000 3333 and let us help you manage all your waste disposal needs. Southern Sanitation, celebrating 50 years of service. For 50 years, Southern Sanitation has been managing the waste disposal needs of the city of Laredo and the surrounding communities, doing its part in helping keep the community clean. Call Southern Sanitation at 956-723-3333 and let us help you manage all your waste disposal needs. Southern Sanitation, celebrating 50 years of service.
And we're back here at the bottom of the fifth inning with the new pitcher, Angel Villafranca Villarreal, on the mound. And the batter for Trnava, Slovakia, number 11, Matis Krvala.
Yeah,
Batting for
1-1.
Trnava, Slovakia, Matis Krvala. Krvala, the second baseman for Slovakia, takes ball two. If that one goes high. Two-one the count, no outs, nobody on. Laredo leading 9-2 here at the bottom of the fifth. Pony Palomino World Series action, and that's a strike. He took a swing at that. Although it didn't go all the way around, he did go far enough. It's 2-2 the count. No outs. And that's strike three. And Krvala tagged out here at first as the catcher dropped the ball. But that is out number one. And Angel Villafranca Villarreal will now face number 62, Tobias Bilog. Now batting number 62, Tobias Bilog. High ball one out, bottom of the fifth. Laredo leading 9-2 over Trnava. Slovakia here in Laredo for the first time. And he takes strike one from Villafranca Villarreal. AVV. Number 62, Tobias, the center fielder for Slovakia. Hard swing, strike two. Angel Villafranca, in relief of the starter Julio Cesar Hernandez, has done a good job so far. And that's a foul ball. Into the stands. And there goes the kids running for it. Tobias Balog, the center fielder, has a 1-2 count with one out here in the bottom of the fifth, and that's high. Ball two. Balog, the center fielder, is a left-handed batter facing the right-handed Villafranca. And strike three. That's it for Tobias. Out number two. So Villafranca, squarely in control, is now going to take on number 45, Damon Atkinson. Now batting Damon Atkinson. Strike one, two outs, 0-1 the count to Atkinson. Atkinson is the shortstop for Trnava. Takes strike two. And Villafranca looks to close this out early. That's outside. Ball one, 1-2 the count, 2 outs. Nobody on. Bottom of the fifth with Angel Villafranca Villarreal striking out Atkinson for a 1-2-3 inning with 3 strikeouts. Masterful job by Villafranca, and that will bring up Laredo for the top of the 6th with Trnava via Slovokia trailing 9-2. And we'll be right back after these messages.
Sanitation has been managing the waste disposal needs of the city of Laredo and the surrounding communities, doing its part in helping keep the community clean. Call Southern Sanitation at 956-723-3333 and let us help you manage all your waste disposal needs. Southern Sanitation, celebrating 50 years of service. For 50 years, Southern Sanitation has been managing the waste disposal needs of the city of Laredo and the surrounding communities, doing its part in helping keep the community clean. Call Southern Sanitation at 956-723-3333 and let us help you manage all your waste disposal needs. Southern Sanitation, celebrating 50 years of service.
And we're back with Jeremy Gabriel, the right fielder for Laredo, at the plate. Left-handed batter facing Philippe Boris, still on the mound, and a swing and a miss for strike one. 1-1 the count. Boris, the trooper, staying on all 6 innings so far. Wide, outside to the left-handed batter. 9-2 here in the top of the 6th inning. Jeremy Gabriel, the right fielder, left-handed batter, trying to add to the lead Laredo has here in the top of the 6th, 9-2. And Boris trying to stem the tide. Philippe Boris has been on the mound since the start of the game. In the first inning when he came in relief of Samuel Diak. And that's a shot to first base. Line drive caught by the first baseman, Samuel Kravala, for out number 1. Now coming to the plate is number 14, Enrique Loyola.
I hadn't seen this guy.
Now batting number 14, Enrique Loyola.
Is he new or?
Loyola facing Boris for the first time tonight. Takes ball 1.
I hadn't seen him at 14.
1 ball, no strikes, 1 out. Here at the top of the 6th inning. And a shot between third and short. And Loyola is on at first. A single fired like a shot out of a cannon right between third and short. 1 out, 1 runner on, and now number 16, the catcher, Manuel Chaides, is coming up to bat. Now batting number 16, Manuel Chaides. Chaides having a good game here as well, as Laredo leads 9-2. Here at the top of the sixth, the coach from Slovakia waving over to folks over at the big TP, the pony leadership, big round table there, big long table, all the head honchos.
I'm all good from here.
Although I don't see Richard Rosas down there, I think he went to get a taco. And
First base, right?
and that is all she wrote for
14 minute first base.
Philippe Boris, who is now being relieved by the right-hander, number. Get a number, there we go. 64.
Who's batting right now, number 16? Yeah.
Matis Kluyer, Kluear, Kluyer. Kluyer, Matis Kluyer, well, I think we'll get that one right. Coming in relief of Philippe Boris, who did all he could to chill the hot Laredo bats and was lit up for 2 innings there, allowing 6 runs after he had closed down Laredo for 2 innings. Didn't allow any. Did a great job in relief of Samuel Dioc, who left at the top of the first after getting hit by the first batter, Ciro Benavides, hit him in the back of the thigh. May have affected his pitching. Allowed 3 runs, and then Boris came in and closed Laredo down for the balance of those 3 innings. But the last 2, Laredo came to life and put on 6 runs, and now they lead 9-2 with Chidas, the catcher, coming onto the plate to take on the new pitcher, number 64, Matis Kluyer. And I promise I will go down and visit with the folks from Trnava and ensure that I am calling their names right in case we have them on the field one more time before the end of the weekend. Want to do my homework and get it right. Runner at first, no outs. Oh, sorry, 1 out. And Chidas takes strike 1 from Kluyer. Spelled M-A-T-E-S, Matis, Mates, Matis Kluyer, on the mound in relief of Boris. Strike 2 to Chidas. Nice cut there by Chidas. Runner at first. 0-2 the count, 1 out. Top of the 6th. Laredo leading 9-2. And strike 3 for Chidas. Out goes Chidas on a high fastball from Matis Kluyer, the relief pitcher, who has just come on. So 2 outs now here at the top of the 6th, and we've got number 7 coming to the plate. Number 7 is Ricardo Covarrubias, who made an appearance earlier as a courtesy runner. Now batting number 7, Ricardo Covarrubias. The speedy Covarrubias coming in as a courtesy runner across the plate on a smash triple in the 5th inning. Takes ball 1 here. Runner at first, 2 outs. Here we are at the Veterans Field, home of the mighty Martin Tigers. And that's ball 2. LISD, our host here at the 2024 Pony Palomino World Series at Veterans Field. Used to be home of the Tecolotes a long time ago. Los Tecolotes de los Dos Laredos, now playing at Unitrade Stadium. tomorrow night, last home game. So if you're here in the broadcast and here in town, go watch Tecolotes. And that's strike one, 3-1 the count, 2 outs to Covarrubias with a runner at first. This being the night game for today. And the runner successfully takes second. Now in scoring position with a 3-1 count to Covarrubias. I'm sorry, 3-2 full count to Covarrubias. And 2 outs. Number 8, Hector Benavides, the left fielder, on deck, hoping to get a chance to drive in some more runs and add a little insurance to their substantial lead now, 9-2. And that's a foul ball. Hard hit. Tommy Ramirez, Assistant Director of Parks and Rec, editing the scoreboard for the first time. Learn something new every day. Little assist from Hector over at Game Changer.
Yes, sir.
Good team here to my left. Good team to my right. Top of the 6th. And a chop right in front of the catcher, picks it up, throws him out at third, and that is a first, and that is the 3rd out for the night. Tiring the side, now we go to the bottom of the 6th. The sun setting on Slovakia's path through the winner's bracket. We'll have to come up through the loser's bracket to make it to the championship game. They'll have a tough row to hoe with some great teams out there standing in their way. Laredo having a good night tonight, 9-2. Bottom of the 6th. Our sponsor, Southern Sanitation, celebrating 50 years of excellence, 50 years of service in Laredo, Texas, 1974. May of 1974 when they opened their doors and rolled their first trucks out. Now they provide front-end waste containers, roll-off boxes, all sizes, commercial waste management. Recently had their own landfill, which was purchased by the city of Laredo. Southern American live Doppler radar, filling a 50-year gap, a 50-mile radius gap that had existed, with radar being provided by Corpus Christi and Del Rio, leaving a small gap of 50 miles. All storms under 10,000 not visible until they were on top of us. And Southern American now covering that gap. Privately owned live Doppler radar, state of the art, and the pitch from Angel Villafranca Villarreal is a ball to number 68. Jan Franikovi, and he takes one in the head. Luckily had the helmet on, protective gear.
He's been hit twice.
Really?
So Jan, the unluckiest batter of the night, he being hit twice already. Once in the back, once in the head, and he strolls over to first base, chuckling there with his first base coach. Good to see he doing okay. Now at the plate is the batter for Slovakia, trying to get that number. 1-0 the count. Nobody out. Runner at first.
I think 4.
And 64 is the batter.
11:30.
Now batting Matis Cluyer. Cluyer at the plate, chops foul ball down the first base line with a runner on first. Angel Villafranca, 1-1 the count. 1 ball, 1 strike. the foul ball that Cluyer just hit. With a runner on, nobody out in the bottom of the sixth. And that is ball two. 2 balls, 1 strike to Cluyer. Angel Villafranca Villarreal on the mound. And a grounder to first. Oh, the first baseman couldn't handle it. Unable to get the runner at second, but gets the runner at first, so first out. Cluyer advancing his colleague to second base. And now Manolo Rangel coming to the mound to have a quick conversation with his team and making a change. So Angel Villafranca Villarreal will take a seat and we'll bring somebody in to close it out for him.
Number 15.
In number 15, Alejandro Soto on the mound in relief of Villafranca Villarreal. And he will be facing the next batter for Trnava, Slovakia. Get that number for you and tell you who's on deck. Who'll be at the plate. Left-handed pitcher, Soto. Coming in relief of Angel Villafranca Villarreal, the middle reliever, who took over for the starting pitcher, Julio Cesar Hernandez, who had held Trnava to 2 runs through 3 innings. And so we'll continue to bring you this live action courtesy of Kraus Development, developers of Pinnacle Center out on Mines Road, Gateway, Industrial Park out on 35, all the big city amenities without the big city taxes, underground utilities, water, sewer. Great facility being developed, over 3,000 acres total under development. Great place if you have a business in California looking to set up shop in the largest inland port in Laredo, in the country, Laredo, Texas. Gateway is a place to go. Pinnacle puts you over close by World Trade Bridge. Good place to be. Advanced Spine Pain Solutions, Dr. Marta A. Martinez, double board certified pain and anesthesiology, pain management anesthesiology, our broadcast sponsor, and then a host of sponsors for us.
Yes, sir.
Rotex Truck Center, Andy's Auto Air, Andy's Mobility, Sunbelt Air Conditioning. And so now, Alejandro Soto, the left-hander, is facing the right-handed batter for Trnava, Slovakia, with runner on and 1 out here at the bottom of the 6th inning. Slovakia trying to get back into this thing with only 2 frames to go. Swing and a miss by number 59, Jacob Horvath. Jacob Horvath at the plate facing the closer here, Alejandro Soto. Number 15, left-handed pitcher. Horvath, a right-handed batter, has a runner at second. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out here at the bottom of the 6th. Tony Palomino World Series action live from Laredo, Texas, LISD's Crown Jewel Veterans Field. And that one gets past Chidas, the catcher. And runner advancing to third. Smartly headed back. Don't see that very often. Chidas, brick wall tonight, not letting too many things get past him. now has a runner at third. 3-1 the count. His closer, Alejandro Soto, a left-hander, trying to end the night for Trnava, Slovakia. And the windup and the pitch, strike 2 to Horvath. Horvath is your left fielder for Trnava, Slovakia. And that is wide to the right. Ball 4. Horvath heads to first. Runners now in the corners. Third and first. And the game rolls on. It's 9:53 here in Laredo, Texas.
Just no strikes, man.
9-2, Laredo in the lead. Bottom of the sixth. One full frame to go, half a frame here. Runners at third, runner at first. Little left-hander for Trnava, Slovakia, facing the left-hander Alejandro Soto for Laredo. And that's a foul ball. Batter number 29, Filip Zurabek, the catcher for Slovakia. Now batting Zurabek. Zurabek also having a good game. Not too much got past him. But his team trails here 9-2 in the bottom of the sixth with one runner at third, one runner at first, 1-1 the count, one out. The lefties facing off against each other. Alejandro Soto, left-hander for Laredo. Filip Zurabek. And the ball gets past. Chidas can't find it. There it is in the corner.
Oh, hit the bat.
And it appears
It hit something.
that something got hit. There was a nice clack. We could hear it up here, but we don't know if that was a bat. Doesn't appear so. So that ball will go past Chidas, and a run will score, and it's now 9-3, bottom of the sixth. That pass ball allowing the run to score and the runner to advance to second. So with one out, 1-1 the count, Filip Zurabek trying to bring in the runner at second. Jacob Horvath.
You have 2-1?
Yeah.
Accents in the different places. My son Jacob.
Wrong, we're both wrong.
So the lefty Soto peering in, trying to get the lefty Zurabek out. Throws another ball, 3-1. One out. Runner at second, 3-1 the count. 9-3, Laredo leading Trnava, Slovakia. First trip to Laredo. Swing and a miss, strike 2 for Alejandro Soto. Filip Zurabek trying to add some runs here, trying to get his team back into this game with this bottom half of the frame and the next one. That's all they've got. And he's going to walk. So now we have runners at first and second. The score 9-3, one out. And number 65, I believe. 65, Samuel Kravala, the right fielder at the plate, facing the left-hander Alejandro Soto, the closer for Laredo, with 2 men on. Runners at second and first, one out. The pitch, foul ball, caught the short end of the bat. Number 65, Kravala, also having a good game. He's been on base a few times. Some good defensive skill over at the right field where he plays. Facing the left-hander Alejandro Soto. outside. Ball one. 1-1 the count. One out. Here at the bottom of the sixth, 1 run has scored so far as Trnava, Slovokia is trying to get back in this game with 2 runners on. And the pitch, again outside. That's ball 2. 2-1 the count. Good for us that the home plate umpire has big fingers. Hard to see through this glass here, but we can see it's 2-1 down there. Alejandro Soto brought in to close the night out for Laredo. Struggling to get these runners out. Foul ball down the third baseline. 2-2 the count.
Martin,
As the night starts to creep on.
no, Alexander.
Game started at 7:30. We are 2.5 hours in with one more frame to go.
Sack and a Kruger.
Last year, this game, night game, went almost to midnight. And we had a game on Saturday that ran all the way to 2 in the morning. Oh, ouch. Gets hit in the ankle and is going to load the bases. So Cravala takes a shot in the ankle from the reliever, Alejandro Soto. And now with bases loaded, 1 out, 9-3, bottom of the 6th, number 13, Michael Bimoval, the first baseman, has come into the batter's box. Now batting for Trnava, Slovakia, Michael Bimoval. Bimoval, the first baseman, tall first baseman, looking to drive in some runs with bases loaded, 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th. Box score is brought to you by Kraus Development. Broadcast brought to you by Marte Martinez, MD, double board certified pain management and anesthesiologist. Advanced Spine Pain Solutions, our broadcast sponsor. And our title sponsor, Southern Sanitation, celebrating 50 years of service. Southern Sanitation, part of your everyday. Waste management company here in Laredo. And their sister company, Southern American, the live Doppler radar here in Laredo. And the pitch from Soto to Bimoval is ball 1. Blue top reprographics. Laredo Sports Medicine. And that's ball 2 to Bimoval. La Posada, Laredo's only 4-diamond hotel, our sponsor. Rotex Truck Center. The law firm of Whitworth Cigarroa. 24/7 News, Otila's Restaurant. Fine dining with great reviews just opened up. They're on Del Mar Boulevard. Otilas. And that's a foul ball. Fun fact, my grandmother's name was Otila. And she was a great cook as well. But not her restaurant here on Del Mar. Although the reviews have been great for that restaurant. And that's a drive in between center right, and the right fielder is going to grab that, and what a cannon, is able to get it over to third base, but could not be handled. Could not be handled by the third baseman. So we had a run score.
Dead ball.
And it looks like there was a dead ball, although had it not been, the runner who was coming from third would have been out at home. So, as it stands right now, what are we looking at here? We've got a run scored. So that's going to be 9.
Wait a minute. Am I wrong?
Let's see
What did I
what
put up there? 4?
we have 9-6.
Yeah, but I think they scored 4 runs now.
I think they just scored the 2, right?
Yeah.
2.
They scored 2.
2. So that's going to be 9-5. 9-5.
Yes, 9-5.
Laredo leading Slovakia with a runner at third. And number 11 coming to the plate, Matis Kravala. And strike one to Kravala. Now batting Matis Kravala. Kravala, the second baseman, for Trnava, trying to drive in a run, trying to get it closer, trying to close that gap before the last frame. They will get one more crack at it as they trail Laredo 9-5 here at Veterans Field. 2024 Pony Palomino World Series action coming to you from Laredo, Texas, brought to you by the Laredo Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, 24/7 News, Andy's Mobility, Andy's Auto Air, Sunbelt Air Conditioning, Playmore Family Entertainment, Roque Vela and Family, great sponsors of youth, former council member, former county commissioner, his father was. Great family, great friends, great family entertainment at Playmore. And they've got their sister facility, JetBull North. Here at the bottom of the 6th, 3 runs have scored for Trnava, Slovakia, as they are trailing 9-5. Runner at third. The reliever Alejandro Soto on the mound. Foul ball, grounder to first. Kravala, number 11 at the plate. Matis Kravala.
Live ball, so there was an out.
So 4. So we've got 2 outs, full count. Bottom of the 6th. Trnava trailing 5-9. Soto the windup. And that is low, and that's going to walk Kravala to first. So runners on the corner now with 2 outs. And Laredo still ahead, but now they've got runners at third and first. And coming to the plate as they confer here at the on-deck circle. And so number 55, Matis Unavi. What it looks like, Unavi. Matis Unavi, number 55, coming to the plate. And Laredo's making a pitching change. Soto headed to the dugout. Number 12, Jerry Medina, the right-hander, D1 prospect, headed to the University of Houston. Now coming to the mound. Young man has a cannon for an arm. Has been clocked at 96 miles an hour. Will come in relief and try to close the door on Trnava, Slovakia, and hopefully end the night. One more frame to go. We are on the bottom of the 6th with 2 outs. Runners on the corners, and number 55, Matis Unavi, coming to the plate.
Pitching for Laredo, Jerry Medina. Coming to the plate for Trnava, Slovakia, number 55, Matis Unavi. Excuse me. Little feedback there. Buzzed everybody's ears down there. Southern Sanitation, our title sponsor, celebrating 50 years of service. Rolled its first truck out in May 1974. And now their sister company, Southern American, live Doppler radar, which we've got. Take a quick peek at the Doppler radar. Got a little bit of rain out to the east. Pretty much dry in the sky. Although they did say it was going to be a 100% chance of rain. Somebody was 100% wrong. Medina on the mound, the right-hander, will be facing number 55, Matis Unavi, with runners on third and first, 2 outs, bottom of the sixth, 9-5, the score. And here's the first pitch from Medina, strike one. 55, Unavi, Matis Unavi, at the plate for the first time tonight. Facing Medina, who was the designated hitter early on, is now come in to pitch. That's a foul ball. Bouncing over the Laredo dugout. So bottom of the sixth inning here, Slovakia is trying to rally to get back into the game. 55, Unavi, trying to drive in his cohorts that are on third and first. And there goes the runner from first. The second, Chidas, trying to keep that from flying out. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Unavi, with runners now in scoring position, third and second. Medina on the mound, trying to close the inning out, and strikes out Unavi to close out the 6th inning.
Top seven.
So now we go to the top of the 7th. The last frame here. Laredo leading 9-5. 3 runs were scored in this inning. And we'll be right back after this commercial break. So here we are looking at the Doppler radar from Southern American. Little rain over to the east. Something that probably wouldn't have been picked up by the previous Doppler radar that we have. Again, those storms that are under 10,000, hard to see because of the curvature of the earth. And so here we go, getting ready to start the top of the 7th, number 8 for Laredo. Hector Benavides at the plate. Now Now batting number 8, Hector Benavides.
Benavides playing left field, facing the right-hander from Slovakia. Right-hander now pitching for Slovakia, Matis Kluyer, number 64. Trying to keep Laredo from scoring any more runs. They are down by 4. Still in this game with half a frame to go. Nope. 1-1 the count. Nobody on. Top of the 7th. Last frame of the night. Potentially. With Kluyer on the mound and Benavides in the box. Trying to add to the lead, and that's a high fly ball infield. Second baseman running under it, and that is out number 1 for Laredo. The second baseman, Matis Kravala. Matis Kravala, the second baseman. Here at the top of the 7th, number 6, top of the order, Cito Benavides coming to the plate.
Now batting number 6, Cito Benavides.
The top of the order, Benavides trying to add to the lead here at the top of the 7th. Matis Kluyer on the mound. Ball 1 to Benavides. And
6.
with nobody on and 1 out, a shot in between third and shortstop rolls out to center to left field. Second baseman grabbing that ball coming in, keeps the runner at first. Single by Benavides puts runner at first with number 4, Antonio Sanchez, the center fielder, coming to the plate.
Now batting number 4, Antonio Sanchez.
One runner on, 1 out. Sanchez at the plate. Kluyer on the mound, right-hander, trying to keep more runs from scoring here in the top of the 7th. Tosses ball 1 to Sanchez. Broadcast brought to you by our good friends at 24/7 and the Laredo Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, along with Otilas Restaurant, Rotex Truck Center, Andy's Auto Air, Sunbelt Air Conditioning, HEB, the fine folks at HEB. Everything's better here at HEB. Playmore Family Entertainment. Live more, play more. Kluyer on the mound facing Antonio Sanchez, center fielder, checking the runner at first. 1-1 the count, 1 out, top of the 7th. Here at Veterans Field, going late into the night here, 10 o'clock. Clear, high, ball 2. Palomino World Series 2024, coming to you live from Laredo, Texas. And Clear throws, and he hits Sanchez square in the back. So runner now at second and at first with 1 out. Clear lost control of that one and hit Sanchez right in the back. And number 13, Jose Luis Gomez coming to the plate.
Now batting number 13, Jose Luis Gomez.
Gomez, the first baseman, left-handed batter facing Clear, the right-handed batter, trying to add to the run lead they've got here, 9-5. top of the seventh. 2 on, 1 out. Here checking the runner at second. Runner at second, runner at first. Left-hander Gamis knocks one high into the air, center field. Center fielder's going to grab it. Runner's going to tag, and here comes the throw. And the runner, Benavides, speedy third baseman, able to slide into third. Runner from first advances to second. And now we've got runners in scoring position, third and second, with number 12, Jerry Medina, who has come in to pitch at the plate. Now batting number 12, Jerry Medina. Medina has runners on third and second, 2 outs, and he shoots one into shortstop, and he's out at first. Close out the top of the seventh. Out number 3 is shortstop Damon Atkinson with a hard throw to first to close out the top of the seventh. And so we're going to take a short commercial break, and we'll be right back for the bottom of the seventh as the Laredo squad leads Trnava 9-5.
Been 3 hours.
For 50 years, Southern Sanitation has been managing the waste disposal needs of the city of Laredo and the surrounding communities, doing its part in helping keep the community clean. Call Southern Sanitation at 956-723-3333 and let us help you manage all your waste disposal needs. Southern Sanitation, celebrating 50 years of service. For 50 years, Southern Sanitation.
Jerry Medina on the mound, pitching to number 45 for Slovokia, Damon Atkinson at the plate. Medina on the mound, 1-2 the count. Nobody out, nobody on. Bottom of the seventh, Laredo leading 9-5. Atkinson at the plate, Medina on the mound, trying to close out this game and preserve the win. And that's a blooper. And the first baseman stretching out and getting that, keeping it from rolling out to right field. Route number 1. Coming to the plate, number 68. Number 68, Jan Varikovi, young Varikovi, who got hit in the head last time. Previously hit in the back. And has managed to get on base just about every time, either by walk or by hit. Medina, first pitch of the ball. And that's a strike. Medina hurling some heat at Varikovi. The third baseman for Slovakia. 1-1 the count, 1 out, nobody on. Low and outside. The ball 2. Bottom of the seventh, Laredo leading 9-5 here. With Medina, the right-hander, with a flamethrower for an arm, trying to close this out. Strike 2. Varikovi trying to get on base, keep the dream alive for Slovakia. Long road up the losers bracket to get to the championship bracket. Slovakia trying to avoid that hard road with 3-2 count, 1 out, bottom of the seventh, trailing 9-5. Medina on the mound fires foul ball. Varikovi staying on. Number 68, the third baseman. With Medina coming in to close this inning. Varikovi, the right-handed third baseman, has been on most unusual way. And strike 3 from Medina. Caught that middle outside for the second out. And the last chance here for Slovakia to stay in it, number 89 coming to the plate. Samuel Samuel Diak, who started the game as the pitcher. Takes strike 1 from Jerry Medina. 89, Samuel Diak was hit in the thigh by Benavides in the first at bat for Benavides. Swing and a miss, strike 2, 2 outs, nobody on. 0-2 the count, 9-5, Laredo leading. Medina on the mound, and the pitch outside, ball 1, 1-2 the count. Laredo leading here at the bottom of the seventh, trying to close the door, end the night. And that one gets past Chidas. Medina throws that one in the dirt. 2-2 the count, 2 outs here at Veterans Stadium. Pony Palomino World Series Day 1 action. As we come to close for the first day. Long day tomorrow. Game starts at 9 o'clock here at Veterans. And we'll roll on all day. Games at the Student Activity Center. Strike 3 for the night. And that ends the game. Laredo winning 9-5 over Trnava, Slovakia. Gallant effort by the European team here. trying to get back in it, 9-5, but Medina closes out the night for them, and that will do it for us tonight. Thank you so much to all of our sponsors.
Buy from the game team.
Ladies and gentlemen, a reminder, games will start tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock here at Veterans Field. And games will also be held at UISD Student Activity Center, the Bill Johnson Student Activity Center, at 9 o'clock as well. Thank you for coming out tonight. Drive home safely.
All right.